alright, that is showing to that. Ajele Chetam Je Rashi Sim Jong or Rashi Matupa Tela Miche, and Chike Shanghai, some Matan Washitelia, and the Chiki Nimi Debi Chele, some Mada Momba, some Mada Dadawala, the Cheva Macheva Chitelia, and Simke. Or la Duje and Zichi do nature thing is in Gomguri says. That only let me pick Simjung or Rashin Dombani de la Mine, Gomguri says she decor. That is it in Eco Shurwata.
This morning we spoke about how to investigate, coming to the point where one sees that the nature of one's mind is empty of inherent existence. And then with a mind that is not drawn to the events of the past or the fabrications of the present or events of the future that are still to come, one single-pointedly holds the empty nature, the empty nature of the nature of the mind, single-pointedly.
Zimbabwe, Chetamji Rashi, Madu, Yobar Zimbabwe, Tartachi, Chetamji Rashi, Maduba in Mena, Maduna, and Zawin, Medugrias, and Kurdi Charurad, and the Nigi Dawatiki, Yovaina, and Tony Totu Mares, China Chetamji Yobar Zimbabunda Sigura, Zindukunda Yuna, Tony Totu Mare, Dineza. That Denigi, Tiny than David, Umigi, Lam Delia, because Uma, Tombaniti, and the Delia, and Sim Deja Gomore, says the Jing of the Denigi decoration.
And furthermore, this morning it was looked at how the practitioner must ensure that they achieve the middle way view, the path that's between the two extremes. The extreme of holding to eternalism, that phenomena exist inherently or truly, as well as between, not falling to the other extreme of nihilism, of deprecation, that believes that if phenomena do not exist by way of their own nature, they do not exist at all. So if one falls into either of these extremes, one will be unable to realize emptiness. Therefore, it's imperative one cultivates the view of the middle way, which is the path that falls between the two extremes.
Maybe kitchen and I married you and Kienchili to the Nangore, the Nenza, and the Simgi, Carreras and Simgi Tando, and then deny a Basha, Wangi, Basha, Wangi, and the Chetamje, Naya, the Semi thing, a Basha, Latin Nangores, the Nenza, or the Chetamje, Simla Dine, Juares, Chetamjes, the Duji Chetamje Suruada, the Denigi, Yuna, the Simi, and the Simi now at the Nungores as Higoroa.
Furthermore, all impermanent phenomena, we looked at this morning how all impermanent phenomena appear to the mind independent on causes and conditions, so not independent, not without needing to rely on something, but rather arise to the mind, all phenomena appear to the mind independent on causes and conditions, including the imprints on the mind. So therefore, all compounded phenomena or impermanent phenomena or functioning things, all compounded phenomena appear to the mind independent on mind itself.
Similar in the Jungle, Simgi Danites, Simgi Rashin, Simgi Rashi, Simgi Rashil, or Tadayama seminar, Mojibara, Yimbi Gumjakarasene, Simgi Dengi, Bashajis, you did Nayaki, Bashaj said to give Bashajik, Nielenchi Seodu, you did you Gazo sem 대다 디통의 셰바 대다 유니가 바차 지도 뒤지기 최대서 우리 바차 지도의 세네 중국어 대자 셈다 단지 발에서 송거로와
그래서 얘네들도 그냥 kunsup 기dem바데 콜렉틱 송비
kunsup dem바라면 뒤지기 최대기서
되고서 the way the Chitamatrans would understand that is that mind and phenomena, they arise independent. They arise independence on the same imprint. So therefore, the mind and phenomena are in the same nature. So this is in accordance with the view of the Chitamatrans. Den grundläggande det sem sampetenso julden julchen deni mo chikbare
imbi kimcha가서 걸
박착치바
바차 직세인 두고 제 셈을 땡기 바차 직세인 두고 올라와
그래서 라피
진짜 다다 저기 베식 디나 제 최남다 리가서 제 유나 담제 안에 셈을 땡기 중앙에 바차세의 중앙에 세대 다 셈sam백도 하나 베식 집에 이내미나 뭐 다시 베식 집에 이유 말했습니다.
그는 수련 센서부터
다다 리가서 지시기로 최 담제 나 담제 셈을 땡기 중앙에 그래서는 바샤의 셈기 땡기 바샤세의 중앙에 즉시 난거를 지시기도 디다 디송다디다 셈점백이 송다니디 베식 집에 자기 이유 말했습니다. 다다서 다다 이내미나 당 도시네.
It's my opinion, though, that this text isn't necessarily presenting from the view of the Chitamatrans. It's not explicitly stated, so it's not. One cannot be clear on that or 100% certain. But it's my view that this isn't presented from the viewpoint of the Chitamatrans.
当然这个那样写的能写的巴塞写的巴塞对能够写的写那些东西我查过多但可是那样写那我几查个里边查个嘛的了呢那一样什么大了的其实什么这边写那我几查个的差别跟这个是巴塞年龄巴塞几毛都有嘛这些有的人的那啥遇到遇见遇到的多被千万你不的巴塞告诉我的我几查个的是个说其实的那啥那的呢巴塞帮写的能过的呢다들 심자만 하신지 나 이유 말씀 못.
The way that I think is most appropriate to understand this is that the statement that all phenomena arise in dependence on the mind is to understand that the phenomena arise to the mind independent on imprints. So this then I feel is easy to understand. But whether it means, as the Chitamatrans would assert, that the mind and phenomena are of the same nature, well, that would require further investigation to be certain that that is what is meant. In other words, or to express that differently, that the object and the object possessor, the apprehender and apprehended, whether that they are of the same nature, which is the Chitamatran view, whether that is what is intended here, that would require further analysis.
tenjubiga lu delya dangone chat dire che kane china lu pha sha be wong na lu pha sha ba le tin yo ba res chisan kane na lu pha ma sha ba la yo yo ma res che kane chin lu sha ba le tin yo ba res che lu sha zam ma do lu pha ma sha ba rang ngong ne ju ba de yo ma res che da di da la che ko le che kane chin lu pha sha ba res che
Then can that think you person being based
on tenju kabla ta thumo mai be tenju bo khorong thumo mai ba khar song so she ganesh na pha lue pha ta ba tsam ma do lue ma ta ba chi ga yo ma le se wala.
But what I have no doubt about in terms of the meaning here is that this is in accordance with the view of the Prasangika, in particular their unique view, that all phenomena without exception are dependent on imputation by mind. There's nothing that is not dependent on imputation by mind. So I have no doubt that this unique view of the Prasangika is applicable here in this text.
Saribla maribla chenen sevura ma sariro che sevura me che an takwa di mene jana de juna rubu de chi sha sha wen delya man zo hop da mi ji ga 주지 두 삼제면이 주지 두 삼비게 남도 똑바 시행하디 나디기 되니게 대삼배 값 될래야 똑바 딩월래야 두세데 중원에 라시나도 거래 이나야 나와 나신지다 주디 그런게 로이파 다디 주디 타바들 봐 주지 두서 별로 따바 점마도 타바 딩원에 주용어 준세장 주요 말했어 저는 주용어 준세장 주요 말 로이파 따바 점마 되니게 남도 똑바디 주디 따바 점마도 된중원에 타바딩원에 주세 준세장어 균이 주요 말했어 진짜 배로 디시오래 제가 규미게 주디 나위게 셔봐 어디나신 마음을 유간에 나나야 마음을야 랑원에 주바디 난거레스 제가 유간에 나와 있나 되네 나오도 갑라 도베파 디레스 파 따바 잠냐냐 하고마도 도베 마다바 유랑원에다 가리네 주요 말해서 강바이나 신바이 신이네但是 도베파 디신레스 파르 따는 따네 아니 신디 유바 마도 르바 마다바 제네 아니 신지가레 두선 제네 자오기네 요 말해서 된 타고追求我嘛主把的计划来做
The illustration that Prasangika give to clarify this point here is that of a mottled rope. When the lighting conditions aren't so good, and we see a mottled rope, and immediately a snake appears to our mind, we believe there's a snake, perhaps coiled under a tree. So the only reason we believe there's a snake, or that we believe that there is a snake, because we have imputed snake onto the object. The object, this coiled rope, this mottled rope, nowhere in there is the nature of the snake to be found. It has no relationship with snake beyond snake being imputed by mind. So therefore, a snake only exists as a mere imputation by mind. The rope does not have the nature of a snake at all. And this illustration then is presented to make the point that all phenomena appear to us in this way, in that they require imputation by mind. All phenomena, without exceptions. So for example, if we see a plant, we need to impute plant onto that object for it to exist for us as a plant. So all phenomena require imputation by mind.
이제 델리아 라주바 우마 라주바게 갈라고르스네 진짜 콜르 파타 바야리 유코롱 원에장 주구어레스 다 우마 라주베 디카르송 고르스네 진짜 르 파데니게 타바될 때 주지두 삼노드 르 파주지 따바레스 술 따바레스 디 타바될 파 따고르스 진짜 펜디 타바데 요레스 타바데 요반상 르 파다지 니가 따도 주디 난거레스 마도 타과데 메나 주나야 하요 말레스 진짜 시랑공원에 주비 시지 고고레스 진짜 랑원의 주비 시 타과데 요레스 진짜 타과데 요레 인불레파 주두 스타요 타바 따도 된들로들이야 주난거 진짜 니가 주고래 니게 주 진짜 페니 시고로 메나 델리아 파 로에 따야 하요 말레 고래 진짜 데네 라요도 나로를 삼당하지는 그 랑주비 라타딩 나로들이야 되슬로리아 차리해서 줘로마다 삼당대셔 이네 가스네 나로주기 가자 참모되게 시에라 갈래카로와 대자 데니시라고 와다
근데 랑주비기 타와데 양카가
랑주비기 랑궁원의 유용원의 제지 요를 뢰파 따바 니가레스 랑구 따서 유용원의 지 자와기네 메나 뢰파 따요 말레스 근데 타바들 주두 삼제 발레 똑베 따발라 타바도 두어서 타바 메나 주두 삼베 따요 말레 진짜 많이 타바데 요래 뢰파 따바레 진짜 랑궁원의 타바도 주도야레스 진짜 뢰파 될이야 주스 따바레스 따고로 와서 안디나주 진짜 심균이 매발라 될 발로 따야균이요 말레스
The way the Svatantikas would respond to this presentation of the Prasangika is to say that we accept and we agree that the mind imputes snake onto the rope. But for the mind to be able to impute snake onto the rope itself needs to be an established base. It needs to exist from its own side. This is a requirement for the mind to be able to impute onto the snake. So more broadly then, the Svatantika hold that an object needs to exist from its own side in order for the mind to impute onto it. The Prasangika say the object does not exist from its own side. All that's required is imputation by mind, hence mere imputation by mind. So for us, it's easier to understand the Svatantika view because we have this innate belief that objects have an existence. And this is what the Svatantikas assert, the middle way autonomists, that the object needs to be needs to exist from its own side in order for the mind to impute onto it.
Number shepherd is number shepherd delia gansas dagor number shepherd koron pa zij koron wini judu bache rangwini jubache del ba gansas tayo chesa di gansa rangwini jubares chesa rangwini jubares chesa dan bene tenju bege ya gansa se number shepherd la gansa se taba dagor rangju be gansa del number shepherd dagor taba jibare de number shepherd gansa se tasa ge shi ta shi number shepherd di Rangi big Ranshin Jubarella water, Coron Daddy, Lupa, Seva Mara Coron Yede, the Tenju Biggie, Dasa Shitian, Lupa, Tabaramato, Coron when the Jubio Marella water. Then that you Konigi, Benegansa, Lamna, Tenju Badan, Ranjuba Niga, by the Gansa said Dasa Shidi, number shepherd Tabache, number shepherd Taba Jibares. Yinayan Gang Dasa Shi number shepherd, Rangi big Lamna did Ranshin Jubdeores, and then Ranshin Jubderes. And tenju bulabna kanta sa shi number shepadia rashi juyo marela what did charity to
when we change the object from the mottled rope to the person, the Svatantika hold that the person is imputed by mind onto a basis which is established from its own side, and that basis is the mental consciousness. Being established from its own side, the mental consciousness is inherently existent. Prasangikas disagree with this. They say person is merely imputed or only imputed or just imputed onto the mental consciousness because the mental consciousness does not exist inherently. It's not self-established or existent from its own side. So where these two divisions of the middle way school, the autonomists and the consequentialists, the Svatantika and the Prasangika, where they agree is that the person is imputed onto the mental consciousness. Where they disagree is whether the mental consciousness is inherently existent or not. And the Svatantika hold has to be, and the Prasangika say cannot be. So that is a unique difference between, a particular difference between the Svatantikas and the Prasangikas.
Rangi bigi yiki number sheba chamo de ranshin juba re laugu Jimzen Garson Korongi Jeba Chiwaran, Nga said the Dano Cassin Jeba Cheba, Nga said the Karitu, said the Suyu Pumpo, Nadu Jeba Che, and those Suyu Pumpo the young Adige, Chagmidu. Sizan the Garrison Nang Samnonalaya, Sheba said, Soa, Tushedu, Jeba Che, the Sheba Rabo, one shade the young Arim, the Tenuba and sometimes Jiba Chagura. Sizan one shade the year guard, one shade the guard didn't I or in the one shade didn't I middle. That in the Sheba Rabba the Kepa. To say the Suya and guarded the Nungayo, is that the him. To say Jebachi, the E number Sheba Chamoti, Jawamale, to that didn't march that you a chimo to the E number Shebaresha. Chisa E number Sheba, Gansa Mashaba in number Chamat Mashaban, Shanda Chasan, that's just a mero, Gargo, Gardo, E number Sheba Chamoti, Gansa Mashana, that Jawachima, Diwa Noya, and Duanya. 바샤 차상 샤세 고고래 지사 개와 대왕용하게 주 바샤 샤세디 이기 남바시버 참모드 마샤바 있나 이 남시 참모드 메나 제바지나 가서 메바 있나 아니 개와 치마 대와던 동안용하게 바샤 고라 샤세 시요 말레스 바샤 시샤세 시메나 걔네 개와 치마 동안용 다디 개와 같이 손에 개와 치마 대왕용하여 말에 다디 동안 같이나 개와 치마 동안용하여 말레스 가르세네 바샤 샤세 시고랑 시도도 가루도 와서 매주도 와 걔네 인자 규메바 제고용하여 말에 걔네 인자 다 걔네 이기 남바 제는 이기 남바셔 참어도 민도 많이 봐 샤서나 걔네 레주데 메바 차루도 다 타바 탐비키메 메바 토 메바 차르 디진데 자오이네 디사 말에 삼제 안다 이기 남바셔 참어디다 개옹아체 탐제를 두고래 다 디고 라싱이 두되어레스 고도베 따바 말에 따자 말 라싱이 두되어레스 보다 라지비 라고 김센디다 라시 두바레 라데 그런 것도 제바지네 한 탐이 타절이야 디 마샤바이네 되네 레규니 메바 차르고 되네 타바 탐제 김고 바토에 메바지 된데 자오기네 지사 말에 삼제 진짜 이기 남바시 참어디 다 랑문이 줍디바레샤 하서라
Svatantikas, of course, hold to this view based on reasons. It's not just something they've just accepted, but they've based it on reasons. So what's interesting is they engage in a meditation exactly the same as the Prasangika, in that when they search for the self, they search for it in the same way as we heard last night, first coming to see how the self appears to the mind, and then searching for that. They search in the physical aggregate and in the various mental aggregates, searching for this inherently existent self. And they look in the coarser consciousnesses, such as a happy feeling or a suffering feeling, and they start to look at subtler and subtler consciousnesses. Then they come down to the point where they come to the subtlest of consciousnesses, the one that goes from lifetime to lifetime. And they assert that this consciousness has to be inherently existent, because this consciousness is where the imprints are placed. And the imprints have to be placed somewhere, otherwise how are they going to go from lifetime to lifetime? So Svatantika say, if you Prasangikas are correct in your view, that this subtle mental consciousness that goes from lifetime to lifetime is not inherently existent, then at the time of death, all the imprints on it will be lost. No imprints will be taken into future lives, which means the law of cause and effect would not be a law. And therefore, if there's no cause and effect, you can't posit liberation. This is why the subtle mental consciousness has to be inherently existent. So this is how the Svatantika come to this decision, come to this assertion that the person is imputed onto the mental consciousness that goes from life to life, but that mental consciousness exists inherently.
And tenyu garasung gorasne dene du chene kisan jebaden du jeba chene ma taram duksa ma jeba jigi le de tama igi number sheba chamodi la jeba igi number sheba chamodi ya jeba chen ga meba ka jeju de nie me dong sang ro ji ben igi number sheba chamodi le je de ga ya nie ma dong sang de cha ru gu le je de ta dong sang de cha ne dong ba yin ne da shan jebe chen ne ni me dong sang de cha wen ne da ne ni legi le gyunje sia da an de jikge wa chima nyoye ge ba sha sha da meba cha ru gu le be ne 니 매와 책이 말해 가서 그 다신 집에 채나 가야 요 말했어. 근데 레균데 상기야 요 말해. 다신 집에 채 상기를 가서 나와 나신 집에나 상기 뒤에 나와 나신 지가서 똑바로 나와 나신 상기 윤고 말해. 지는 예매래. 매나야 다 가서래 마다 마제베나 아니 제가 마제바는 당 군습도 아니 레균데 균데 차상 태바다 아니 le gyunde yobada and then la lamgo tabata tamji kimba toya yobadi and gasore kunzubdu yore ese or that tenyubige jeza tenyubige da che tamje dashin jebe chena gan ye me ba dongsa ji imba la mada majibe chena ane chasange jawa jebada and ji yede badi da tenjubu tumo mayinbegeda mado tenjubu mado shana sha tugo mare chede jesa tenjubu lula yi number sheba chamo de dashin jebesna manye ba dongsan chawe ne ane le yunre de geda mewa chagi mare gasen mata majebesna yores.
Prasangika agree with the Svatantika as far as the person is imputed by mind onto the mental consciousness, the subtle consciousness that goes from lifetime to lifetime. But where they disagree is the Prasangika will say it is only imputed onto this consciousness. This consciousness does not exist inherently at all. Because when we investigate, we cannot find an inherently existent consciousness. In fact, when we investigate the Buddha, even the Buddha cannot be found under analysis. However, Svatantikas, this doesn't mean that the Buddha doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that the mental consciousness that goes from lifetime to lifetime or the imprints don't exist. Because when we don't investigate, conventionally, they are there. When we don't investigate, there are causes, there are results, there are imprints, there are paths to be cultivated, liberation can be achieved, and a Buddha exists. But only when one doesn't investigate. Therefore, they can be found as conventionally, exist conventionally, but not ultimately, not under analysis, not under investigation. So this is a unique presentation of the Prasangika. It's only Prasangika who assert that no phenomenon can be found when one investigates. No phenomenon can be found to exist ultimately. Yet, phenomena exist conventionally when one does not investigate. And in this way, they can function. Paths can be developed. Liberation and Buddhahood can be achieved. Now turning to the 28th verse, the illusory nature of all appearances and the truth of dependent origination as well.
나와 규미 라신 나시 규미 라신이에요. 제가 할 때는 규마세디 규마 간기 나용도 안절라 따다 랑보치라서 봐 난고어데 따다 랑보치데 가화두스는 제진 제나 뭐네데 따다 랑보치니에요 말해서 그걸 직다 안절라 나야라 따다 랑보치 비치기하신 난고어래 이는 아주 난고어데 이내 따다 랑보치 바니나 제나 예 규네요 말해서 제가 난고어 발은 예 말. 디나신 당아주야 최간의 지인이야. 당아주 통하게 최간의 지인이야. 찾아. 내가 나와 나신 지간주기 제바체나 로리야 나와 나신 제바체나 균이에요 말해서. 유만한 지바자 그래야지.
As we heard it this morning, the illusory nature of all appearances means that all conventional phenomena that appear to the mind are like illusions. So why are they like illusions? So just in the same way as a magician will conjure horses or elephants that one cannot find if one investigates a real horse or a real elephant, similarly, all conventional phenomena that appear to the mind don't exist in the way that they appear. No phenomenon can be found under analysis. Kunso bioba, kunso nangwa ragyamare. Kunso psungpimbe.
Kunso jishime chisanganzu chekare nawa ine nawa na shinchi dashin jena nyena nyeyo mara. Chisan gyumegi dila tana langboshi nangorde dönla tana langboshi kaginese gyune zagini yoma. Dina jin chekande nawa ina da kunso be che nana dönla be che nana kare nawa ina lolya naya ki chekare chi inba ina lola nawa na shinchi lui pa lui daba zama to nawa na shin ane koran rangone juba duwe dumi de cheba chena gyune nyeyo mara gyuma na shin chibu chigi ayin se uwa.
So when it's said that all phenomena appear to the mind that it is like illusions, it's not just conventional phenomena, it's ultimate phenomena, in other words, emptiness too. Any phenomenon that appears to the mind is likened to an illusion. in that, just like an illusion, when you investigate it, you cannot find it. So too with any phenomenon, whether a conventional phenomenon or the ultimate phenomenon of emptiness. The second line, then that refers to that all phenomena that appear to the mind are dependent. There's no phenomenon that is not dependent. There's no phenomenon that is independent, that is not influenced by anything other than itself. There is nothing that is not dependent on something. All phenomena are dependent arisings. Dependence arising can be approached, understood in many different ways. One talks about one thing being dependent on another, or phenomena being dependent on causes and conditions. So there's several ways that one can approach the topic of dependency. And furthermore, there's the division of dependency into dependence on imputation by mind. That's an additional approach through which one can come to understand dependency, that phenomena are dependent on imputation by mind. Something is imputed by mind, it's an existent. If something is not imputed by mind, it's a non-existent. So for example, if there's a mala on the table, and there are two people, one knows what a mala is, one doesn't know what a mala is. Then one person will immediately know, there's a mala on this table, and they may say to their friend, what do you think of the mala? And the other person, not knowing what a mala is, will not see a mala, in that they are unable to impute a mala on the objects, impute mala by mind. So they will investigate, and they will not find a mala, because they don't know what a mala is, and therefore cannot impute mala by mind. So they will say, what mala? Don't see a mala, because they have no idea what a mala is. So therefore, for something to exist, it requires its dependence on imputation by mind. Without imputation by mind, cannot exist.
Ribonra Tom Tohotoken Sema you can Suji Yomarda, Sujela Merva, Mevanza, Ribongola Rajuki, Tokan Sema Mevanza, then Ribongola Rajuki, Ribon Yomarella Warda. That didn't Tokan Sema Jena, then do say a Chagua.
Then go to Ripomaki Kikola, Kesha Mase Gongla. There's some
Ribonka. Detopi Semaji Yena and Yuvares, Detopi Semaj Mena, Mevares. Then the Ribon Gola Rato Rayuva to be Semajena or Ribon Rayuva Charore. That Detokan Semagini, Sugala Meva and Ribon Gola Rayoma de Legorua.
As you've just heard, then, for something to exist, it requires imputation by mind. Without imputation by mind, it's a non-existent. The mind that does the imputing should be a valid cognizer. For something then to exist, it needs to be imputed by a valid cognizer. If something is not imputed by a valid cognizer, it doesn't exist. So, for example, the horns of a rabbit. Rabbits don't have horns, so there's no valid cognizer that would have imputed horns of a rabbit. If there were, then the rabbits would have horns. But as they are not, it's a non-existent.
Standing other trick and it's in a dingy Joa, Judah, dinner to Jawa, and Nang Lola dinner, and Nang Shebaki, Shebiki, her Shabala dinner, and the Chet Yoba Char, which is a Yoba Chawaza, Lu Pa Shabala dinner, Yoba de la Tanism the Yoba, Tiny Lu, Kunzu to Yoba. Kunzu to Yoba, Tiny to Yoba, Chiba Chor, Dakshin Jibets and not Donam the Sigurati Jeba say, yeah, medic. Dakshin Majebachina and the Kunzu do, and the Chasa Guda Gela Dene Tibucha Yoba, Chesa Lam Gomba Latene, and Tobakia Yoba, and Lam Gomba Latene, Tony to be Shera Gomba Latene, Dame Batobigi, and Dame Pompe Bomba Junior Yoba, Sentinel Java Jua, and Odu Stays Gurada.
The Kunzuki Yopa Sama, Logi Tagiare, Chetang Yopare.
Chida Yedi Rashi, the number two Jebachina, Majebana, Yumejebana, Lupa Taba Zambi, yes, Dineza, Lupa Taba Zambi, and the Kunzu Yoba, Taba Zambi, Yudan Gela, then the Jibu Yoba, Lam Gombala Dene, and the Denzi Bantuba, and the Umbrese, Dingy Jawa Juma said. Sinadan, Gumi, now you give me Rashina, Dingy Jawa Juma said. She can China, Rala, now I rushing to Bendigo, now I doesn't Jibets and Yomares, and the Lay Kunja Satan, and the Karina Yomares, and Madame Machibina, and Dingy Jawa, Lam Gombala, Dingy Jawa, Lam Gasol, Numo, Bantu Yobada, and the Tarba Tamjiki Moko, Togi Yoba, and the Gewachebalatin Jibu, Dewa Yoba, and the Migawachebalatin Jibu Duma Yobadi, Yungure, Dingy Jawa, the Yung to go to Sura.
When one doesn't investigate, but merely phenomena, when one doesn't investigate, phenomena are merely imputed by mind and therefore exist conventionally. Phenomena exist independent on imputation by mind. So when one is not investigating, we find that phenomena do exist. And they exist independent on imputation by mind. So therefore, cause and effect can function. And with cause and effect being able to function, one can develop good qualities. One can develop a mental path. One can develop the wisdom realizing emptiness and eliminate the afflicted minds. One can experience suffering. One can experience happiness. One can attain freedom. So therefore, we see here that phenomena are like illusions. This refers to when one is not investigating, that phenomena appear to oneself, but if one were to investigate, they couldn't be found. But they appear to oneself in dependence on imputation by mind. So this is important to understand because it makes it clear that phenomena do still exist, and therefore the cultivation of mental paths is possible. The elimination of afflicted minds and suffering is possible, and the achievement of a state of lasting, stable happiness is attainable. So here one may well be thinking, so how do we perceive objects then? So let's take, for example, we look out our windows, we see many trees. So how do we experience or come into contact with those trees? Because we understand, we perceive them in dependence on our sense consciousness. So does the tree come here to our sense consciousness? But that would seem a little strange because the tree is really big, but our sense consciousness is kind of small. Or does our sense consciousness travel out there to the trees? So how does our consciousness interact or come in contact with with external objects?
미기 통해 수디 교화용 거랬어. 냐 통거랬어. 네. 디자이드 갤리션 수요를. 제가 파다도 신때리도 마신걸 쉬제 쉬디 자리 보고 말했어. 쉬가 통고랬어. 때리 야견의 자리 도스 고그랬어. 제가 디인자 고 나한테 통해 미기 통해 수디 교화 수용 거랬어. 자리 갤리마도 용 거. 디닝아 치거랬어. 제가 디인자 수용 거 여봐 저울 치고 제가 말이 송다래.
Okay. And surprisingly, the varying views. And the Bhashikas, they hold that it seems to be that the form comes to our sense consciousness, our eye sense consciousness. And they give an illustration to present this. If a tree in the distance is cut, we see it falling before we hear the sound. So therefore, there must be something from the object that arises, comes to our eye sense consciousness before the sound comes to our ear sense consciousness. So there's this difference in speed, so something is coming. So it must be something from the object coming to our consciousness.
배낭아 저기 미기 셰바게 미시고는 이게 초조해나 미기 통고 말아. 통마도도 미시고한제 다양도 저기 로이기 통고로 봐. 단 아니 미치기 교환을데 메디 이게 통고되어 통민도스 집에나 거의 이디 통구둘라기로 와. 안에 통구도 진짜 로고로 와. 통구둘라고 그래. 믹시디 마비 왜나 통고 말해. 단 거의 통구둘라야 돼. 강 통해야 돼. 가려 요서 이루 첨부 통고래. 이루 첨부 통고로 와다 빼는 아주 믹시 이 통화 믹시 관련 저도 저도 이루 첨부 통고로 와. 이 통화도 이루되다 매기 이루니디 최종이 켜봐 휴쇼를 받아.
그거는 익툭세나?
네 이기시도 주충충지. 숙충충지 맞으면 두전 충충지 맞으면 아주 믹시면은 양시면은 통투고 말봐. 땅은 저기 믹시 양시 빼는 몇시 첨부로 본다도 내 통고로 봐. 세상 안쪽에 통도야기 결혼게 맨 통구디에 스키 집에는 네 통구도 라기로 와. 이는 통도야기 그런 통야기 수디 가서는 첨부지 통고로 와. 충충한테 통고 말아. 매니 여바디 충충지마도 여 말아. 세상 소식의 왕실의 통도야기 첨부디나 매인들이 최종해야 돼. 세상 거기 통화에서는 우리네 충충디 통화래에 그 통화에 첨부를 도와디 첨부디 강 통화에 첨부디 매니 샤샤바는 최종의 충충들 예요 말아 왔어. 세상 가려 통화래라고 그러면서 돼.
We can look at this with another illustration. So if there's some small print over there, we struggle to read it. So we put on our glasses and then it appears to us and we can read it. And someone says, can you see what's that small print over there? And say, yes, I'm reading it right now. But are we really reading that tiny print? Because what we're seeing is magnified by our glasses. So this then is something we need to look at. So that small print there, without our glasses, we cannot read. With the glasses, we can read it, but we're not really reading that small print. Because we're relying on the glasses, we are reading magnified print.
그래서 당하고도 삼다에도 아주 나야 되라 이주 전부 신는 거를 총총되기네 통고 말 전부 나도 거를 지난 전부디 나와 될 때에 이주 맨에 총총되기 가르치버 된다딩 아주기 니기 될 때에 자와치 투구도 와다 자와 된다를 하고 투구도 와 이 총총 날이야 가르치면 결혼 조셔 이제 된다 지어와 믹시 맨에 이게 총총되기네 통고 말와 믹시 권다데 디나데 이주 전부 시작고 와 이주 전부 시작와데 통화 될 때에 매기 충주디 나로 된다 가르쳐요 매다 하고 두고요 봐 충주디로 밀려나요 말에 전부 나도요 되네 될 때에 매니 충주디 된다디 하고 두고요 나되기 전부디 매기 충주디 집에서는 말와 코파 말와 마이나 될 때에 매기 디 된다디 하고 두고도 하면서
Through relying on our spectacles, we can read that small print. It's enlarged, and therefore we can read and understand whatever the meaning is that in the composition. Without our glasses, what's written there, it's a mystery to us. The words and the meaning remain unknown because we cannot read something that is that fine. It needs to be magnified for us in order to access both the words and the meaning.
데네 인자 가르스네 광실의 이주 첨부 나되디 이주 충충원에 말에 대 이내 데니게 나되 이주 첨부데 먹이 매니 슈간의 지셔 여러 배선 제바치는 매르바다 매르데 아니 제바 마제바이나 이주 충충 돈다데 차사데 배제 땅투가를 차기도 와 어디로 오시래도 앞에네 최 탐제 나요도 아 똑배파 샤네 샤용고르데 똑배파 샤고르데 다신 제배체나 매래 진짜 다신 집에서는 매와 있나요? 마다 제바 마제바 있나? 소수기 롤이야 류파 다바 점기 예어데 바텔라 아니 돈다 자와디 줍투와지 돈다디 주고로 와다.
And how can we utilize this illustration to clarify this point is that through relying on our glasses, we can read small print and understand the meaning. And we can announce to people, I've read and I've understood. But we haven't really read that small print. We've read that a magnified version of that. So this is similar. If we don't investigate, we can have things appear, we can gain meaning. if we do investigate, then we come to see that we can't find what before had appeared to us. So there is some similarity between if one doesn't investigate, phenomena appear to us, and we interact with them, relate with them. But if we do investigate, we come to see that what appeared to us cannot be found to exist in the way that it appeared. Continuing in the verse, one cannot describe their true mode of being, to place the mind freely in the ineffable sphere. One cannot describe their true mode of being, to place the mind freely in an ineffable sphere. So we've been encouraged here to engage in analysis, coming to understand how phenomena exist in reality. And as one gains ever more experience of this meditation and starts to gain experience of how phenomena exist in reality, one will find that this experience of how phenomena do exist ultimately is very difficult to explain, is inexpressible, undescribable. So therefore, because it's difficult, it's impossible to express the ultimate nature of phenomena, one needs to make concerted effort to come to know for oneself directly the ultimate mode of abiding of phenomena. And as one gains ever more experience of this, to hold this realization with concentration. And in this way, one deepens one's experience, one deepens one's familiarity with the ultimate mode of being. Then we're being encouraged to, with great concentration and skill, to engage in this meditation so as to gain ever greater experience.
Shemba shite sheba yin that shemba shite de she cawa yin shemba shite sheba yin sheba yis.
Not what I get to gentle. Okay. Okay, so.
Shemba shite sheba yis.
Now we come to the next verse. So again, the order of the Tibetan English isn't quite the same. And so the Tibetan then can be read as, and this brings us to the conclusion of the text, or the commentary 2, parting from the four, separating from the four clingings.
Sunam Savadi Gawanganua, Chizan Sunam Shemba Shi Sheba Yi, Gawati, Sunam Gisidu, Denigi Gaw Shimba Shi Shebig, Sunam Gi, Sunam Sashi, Sunam D, and the Joa Dumo Maluba, Sanjasala Cobra Show, said, and some Dini Gawa Della Dine, Joa Simjan, Joa Simjan, that do Maleba and Sangi Salia, Sangi Salago Toba Show, Sangi go want to be Kuro Show, Sachi, on those Monamangua.
Now one comes to the present, the dedication or the virtue that has been accumulated. Through the merit derived from this virtue of presenting, passing from the four clingings, may all beings of 7 classes without exception be led to the ground of Buddhahood. So normally when we hear about classes of beings, we think of the 6 realms, the 3 lower realms, and the 3 upper realms. So that makes 6, that's the usual presentation, but here we find 7. So whilst the division is usually into 6, one does quite often find the division into 5, with the same 3 lower realms of animals, spirits and hell beings. And then the upper realms have humans, but then the 2 god realms of gods and demigods, these are combined into 1, making 5 realms of beings. So that one comes across from time to time too.
Really,
the meaning here is just all sentient beings.
Yeah. Naljurupa like said, Naru Chesha Naljuba Java, and the Java Jesengi, Basegi Gombarja, who said that and Jason Java Jesengi, and then Shimbashira Swan, that did Javati, and Jason Java Jesengi, and the Basegi Gombalia to send nowadays as soon to.
Ja, det går på tagen, because I also Kiduna Yomade, I young Kiduna Yomade. That's a typical Dr. Gilson, huh? Oh. So again, now I've just read the colophon, which I'm quickly looking for. Oh, wait. Okay, we just have some of it. This instruction on parting from the 4 clingings was composed by the yogi Dr. Gyaltsen at the glorious monastery of Sakya.
Yeah. Shimba Shira Soya did Jizjambe Songa, Jizjambe Yangi, and Saria Kungani Bolsonga. That is Shimba Shira Shidigi Jawad, the shed Jawad, did Jawad Sandy, and Jizjabaka.
The original the verse that we have here in our commentary as the 3rd verse, the 4 clingings to be parted from, was originally taught by Manjushri himself, and he taught it to Sakya Kungyen Ningpo, and so he was the one who wrote down this verse. So it was presented to him by Manjushri, and he wrote it down. And then the commentary to it that we have been looking at here is by Drakpa Gyaltsen.
Jidan Kibo Chere Chusumi Lamge Komna Riba Chiparisha. In Zadan Zugi, Shimba Shisidu, that Sitile, Setile Shemba, Shina Choba means some diet and the Bungan Zugita, Danju, Dangan Zugi, that Shimba Shitike, some Tana Shevana, Dangan the Muni that Conjusum Yatambo Jamroche, Jamroche, Zichitu, Jamroche, Aduma, Dini Jamroche, Dangan Zugi, Zarang, Kovi, Asangasunga, Dumatilla Tache. And the Gewachima, Halamiko, Pasmaton, Captain Tabidus, Dada, Danju Milumacha, the top Desha, didn't tell Yangi, 개와 치마이나야 아니 가소리 타다 미고 방토에게 규지 사지 베지 마다와이나 아니 주마사바이나 내가 손라 끼러와이나 소소이나 디기 주야래 동아세에게 남냠는 제두 말에 셴 조와 심전의 펜바 주와이네 주투사 말 디엔자 셴 심전 탐제라 펜바 주야게 된다 셴 심전이 동아세야다 디기 주야라야 마디엔 켜바지 고도 디엔장에 개와치 망가서는 말로하지 사람 미고바 토바 진 선배게 어두시나 삼다제 하는 아주게 두치 삼다 이던다라 니다 짐바도 추림 쇠발라서 바냠네 지긴습니다 데네 삼다 소소라 강도도 제야다 안디마다 데네시 삼르치 땅로 다 데네게 삼다다 사람 미고바 토바 잠지게 지기면도 제가 사람 미고바 토바 띵 될래야 다데가 타르비가스 고메그 뉴텐 차상 띵네 창도요 진짜 띵될 양이 개와치마 가서 코비 동안 될 저에게 저에게 탈바세의 토구도 제가 탈바데 맞았나 탑면 탈바 토구도 대양 라신 상만에 코비 동안 될 저구도 선배 삼았다 다 되네게 니바데 삼다 니 돈다라 땅에 진바 수준념에 제야 돼 디치기에서 안 되네게 다 라신 상마 저자 제거 김장 가르세는 근데 랑세야디 지그레 셴세 뱀마시 예체모라 셴sem장 담저라리아
근데 댕을라 디 냠는 시야면 남는 뚝
이 죽다 시간 시메다디 그 지단 제주 주야데 다디 디나디 진보스 그 죽지 않아 책으로 받는 아주 소소라는 당하고 삼다의 식으로 당보 temloche 되네 개와자 하다 미고 봐 토구도 세비게 디토에도 배주 지긴 세배 삼았다 되네 안에 디마자는 코에 동아 될 조와 제구도 대지긴 세비게 대야 랑지고 많이 봐 신sem전 탐지 코에 동아 조가 제구도 세배 삼다 다디 두 삼다에도 다 되네 삼다 제구비 김장 가르람나 sem전 탐지 라리아 진체뭐 땅아 랑지징의 삼바 소소한 다들 봐도 아니 랑지징의 삼바디냐냐 삼다제 디기다 아니 괜찮모슈레샤 제가 랑지징세 너르레샤 제가 제대 델레 현재바 랑레 현재바 진지 현세 배마지 진치보다 깨진치보라샤 제가 현야 디기 주야다 현이 동아세 알랭이 베스치기 삼제 데네게 현야 잠제 삼다제 디 제고바인자다 현심자님주 동아다 저와라 아니 동아의 규가레스 신다제바체 규디로다 제가 규디가레샤람나 규디다는 녀모바들 디기도 녀모바디야 규자와데 다 다신 마릭바디레샤 텐지 마릭바디레샤 제가 누체네 삼다제다 텐지 마릭바디 파제바치야랑도 가산니 슈바레 그중에 맞텐데 되바 시디컬 슈바나신 텐진 저와 주마스 삼다 나랑 문을 좀 나와 두에도 제바체 도치체 삼나시다체 제가 디네자다 나랑 문을 좀 자오이네 요 말에선 소수게 체명해봐 많이 봐 이내양 다 흉다 라미게 송라 되네 요 말에서 셈다 제제 요 말 자오기는 요 말에선
디 타마데메 고성
랑게 체명해봐 많이 봐 이내양 산이 좀 내나 공부를 빠는 나와라서 찾아 라신조 요 말을 하러 왔잖아 매바 셈다 제제 자오기는 요 말 나와 나시 자오기는 매요 말에 선배가 삼당 근데 나와는 짐바데 로셰레 제가 디엔자 디빵구도 디빵발랭이 산지고 봐 마토나 탑미도 제가 산지고 봐 톱제 미 냠nen제는 셈절이야 아니 좀 수신도 시에제 셈지기 아니 방주고 인생배 되네게 삼다쟁아 셈제 탐지기 돈달랭에 산지고 마도는 지금 산지고 봐 토바쇼 집에 자주 셈라 삼다 되네게 셈제네 아니다 디링이 두송에 계획자와 가래 제바이네 셈제 탐지기 판별줘야다 셈제 탐지기 산지고 봐 투위시 인삼제 아니 디나주 최간에 나 라신이 두고야 자오이네 요 말에 삼제 아니 나중에 집에 냠면지야 추림 냠면지야 계속 강토도 지인의 선배당 저기 내내게 삼다네 안에 야도 삼다 군노를 마선 두시네 삼다다들이 당한 저기 심자 산주고 토바 쇼서 바 디바도 심기야바도 군노로 차거로 와 당고서 라렌데들아 저기 니네 레가지도 갑라 디네 추림 숭기엔사 여바인자 류가 예수님 요관에 샤는 네베 자와데까지 숭투야다 숭투도 제야다 되네 소소 류가 예수 소소 개와다 제바 샹라 오와제 진라 진야질래 템비 삼다데까지 두두 제야 되지 아니야 소소게 아직 지글야가다 데니게 안지미 다 투야다 데니톨이야 안지 control the Ganga Tigo, the Delhi, Super Tuya, Subi, that's Super Com Yamnechia. Also, Lala Dirvada, the Neza Ki Chavala, that just Ganga the Ganga China, or that teacher, the Bay of Buddhist, the Gashan Trushian, and the Georgia, Zulukia, and Delhi, and Dinigi, that gave out to your ticket Chasana, Semja Tamchiki to the Sajuko, Toya Doniza, that Dinigi, that. Namia Pakaji, Damansuki, Dingits in that Anasuki, Kiomade, Dingits in Kialia, Chicabri Cablia, Zichidu, Samta, Ondusia, Tanyaji, Jebachia, Sherabiko, Jebachia, Ondusian, some died, Nidele, some died, the Jiso Passion Judy, Nidele, as the Lalemos, the Editeva, that Mania. Had amigo Togu, Tarba Togu, some Japan Sanjo Togu, somebody Kuno Chagora, that you could not Masona, Kunoro share, Chagora. That Shimba Shidegi, some tidy, did it. This is a Lamrim or some Dana, Jiba Chad or what.
Now that we've come to the end of this text, it should be clear that the root verse and the commentary to it is exactly in accordance with what we used to in the Lamrim presentation, where the Lamrim is presented in accordance with the spiritual aspirants of three varying capacities, initial, intermediate, and supreme. But last night then we looked at, in our summary, we spoke about what is meant by each of the first three clingings to be parted from, and then we looked at last night and today in more detail the fourth one. So now, to summarize how to go about meditating on these four, how can you take this as a daily meditation practice? So the presentation won't explicitly refer to the words of the parting from the four clingings, but you'll see that the meaning is all held there. So one can memorize that one verse and use it as a basis. One starts in the first step by generating refuge, and as well as thereafter, the wish or the commitment to ensure that we attain liberation from the suffering lower realms. So this meditation comes about already in dependence on prior meditation. Here now, having generated the thought, in my next rebirth, I must ensure I close the door to the possibility of the lower realms. One reminds oneself of the preciousness of this human rebirth that we've achieved, how difficult it was to achieve, and its great meaning, its potential. And that this rebirth, at the very least, I need to utilize what remains of this life to ensure that I create causes that will lead to a good rebirth in my next life, because if I fall into the lower realms, my possibility for spiritual development and thereby to be of benefit to others will be lost. I must ensure I accumulate causes that lead to a good rebirth so that I can continue my spiritual development in order to be of ever greater benefit to others. And therefore I must commit myself to the cultivation of the practices of ethical conduct, generosity, patience, and joyous perseverance. So what we see here in the first step is one is cultivating the reflections that are in accordance or shared with the being of initial capacity, but one is doing so with a motivation to be of great benefit to others. So we're having a great scope motivation. Then we take our meditation and we progress it to a second step. We take this reflection of this precious human rebirth and all that can be achieved in dependence on this human rebirth that we've attained. And this life we have, if we commit ourselves and strive single-pointedly, we can even achieve liberation from suffering in its entirety. This is something within our grasp, but something within our potential. We can do this. So here we strengthen our motivation ever more. We strengthen our mind ever more. And we commit more so to engaging in the cultivation of the mind of ethical conduct, the mind of generosity, that of patience and joyous perseverance. And then the third step of the meditation is we turn our attention from the sufferings of samsara, or in its entirety and our experience of that, to remind ourselves that we are not alone in this position. Samsara is filled with ordinary beings just like myself, who are suffering in ways similar to myself, for reasons that are the same as myself. And just like me, they long for freedom from pain. They long for freedom from misery and difficulty. None of them want to suffer at all, just like I don't, yet remain bound to the suffering of mental and physical pain, the suffering of transient pleasure, and all-pervasive suffering. Now, having turned our attention to others, we engage in the cultivation of bodhicitta through reflecting on the relationship we have with others, this intimate relationship that we've built up with others from lifetime to lifetime, and how others have shown us great kindness, both directly as well as indirectly, lifetime after lifetime. Reflecting on the kindness that others have shown us, naturally the wish to repay that kindness will arise within us. And this is then when one generates the minds of love and compassion, wanting others to be freed from pain, wanting others to experience only lasting happiness. And here then, at this point, when love and compassion is arising strongly within one turns our mind, one turns one's attention, as we heard earlier, to what are the causes of our suffering, the causes of the suffering of all beings. Suffering comes about in dependence on contaminated karma that has been accumulated by beings in dependence on their very own afflicted minds. And these afflicted minds arise in dependence on the root cause, ignorance of true grasping. Here then one now has sufficient strength of mind to meditate on emptiness. One engages in the meditation as we heard last night. And those who've attended the many teachings on dependent arising will have quite some familiarity. So here one is engaging in the meditation on emptiness through the presentation of dependent arising, with a motivation that one wants to come to realize that the cause of our suffering doesn't exist in the way that it appears, in order to attain liberation for the sake of others. So here one has the Mahayana motivation whilst engaging in the meditation on emptiness. And then as beginners we're going to come to some realization, but we're not going to come yet to the realization of emptiness. So whatever realization we come to, we remind ourselves that the great beings of the past, from the Buddha down, through all those the lineage lamas and the great pandits in India and those in Tibet, they have come to realize the lack of inherent existence faultlessly, and have presented this to us in a faultless manner. So whilst our experience is still very limited, both in dependence on this limited experience as well as our conviction in these great lamas, we will persevere with this meditation. Today, tomorrow, and each day. Because we have some experience that phenomena do not exist in the way that they appear, therefore, the cause of suffering can be eliminated, freedom can be achieved. And when this wisdom realizing emptiness is conjoined with bodhicitta, Buddhahood can be achieved for the sake of others. So here, at this point, where one has previously meditated on compassion and now on emptiness, one has confidence that Buddhahood is possible. And it's possible for someone such as myself. And then one can commit to striving for the sake of others to become a Buddha. And one can make this commitment with ever greater sincerity. In this way, bodhicitta is generated. So at this point, one has cultivated bodhicitta and meditated on emptiness. And now we come to the fourth step, which is to commit that today, everything that I do, I will not bring any harm to others. I don't want to add to the burden of suffering, so I will ensure that my mind is ethical, my mind is subdued, and thereby I do not act in a way that brings harm to others physically or verbally. I do not speak to or about others in a harmful manner. In this way we cultivate the mind of ethical conduct. Not only do I commit to not harming others, to not adding to the burden of suffering, but wherever I can, I will help them. And here we develop the mind of generosity, the wish to be of benefit to others. In making the commitment that today, in all my interactions, I'll have a mind of wanting to benefit others, and where I can, I will embrace this opportunity and help others in any way that I can, and do so skillfully. In this way we train in the practice of generosity. And then, as we mentioned previously, we then reflect on patience. That when I encounter any hardship today, whether it's in my interactions with others or from my own inner turmoil or in my meditations, I will ensure that these difficulties don't overwhelm me, but rather that my mind stays undisturbed, spacious and calm, and thereby I can maintain my ethical conduct, maintain my wish to be of benefit to others. And this is the purpose of patience, and we train in patience. And fourthly, we generate the mind of joyous perseverance, which, independent on these previous meditations, arises with some ease. Because as we see ourselves spiritually developing, as we see ourselves being of ever greater benefit to others, as we see ourselves being less and less overwhelmed by difficulties and hardships, joy arises in us as we see our spiritual development bearing fruit, as we see our spiritual development enabling us to be of ever greater benefit to others. And the mind of joyous perseverance arises, and we commit to not being overwhelmed by any of the classes of laziness. So these here are the same four practices that we have reminded ourselves of repeatedly in this meditation. And the other two, that of concentration, this we can bring in at any of these points of meditation. Whenever we have meditated on a topic, as we gain an understanding of it, we feel a realization, we abide in that, we rest in that. And likewise, the topic of dependent arising, the sixth training, that we looked at explicitly previously. But those who are skilled in the meditation of dependent arising will keep this in mind throughout all the varying topics, always being aware that phenomena are dependent. So these six trainings, these are our main activity. Everything prior to this were steps in the cultivation of the motivation to ensure that these trainings, our main activity, lead to the desired goal of enlightenment for the sake of others. So this presentation that we've just heard now is very similar to the presentations that you would have heard many times in the Lama teachings. So therefore, this 4-line verse that was commented here on the other 28 verses is a brief description of the entire Lama, the entire graduated path to enlightenment.
Sanje chumlen dere, jawarum chere, subarum chege, gagong juba chagore, jidading a sosu in an chazangilla, Geshe Thubten Rabten, Zang Arjune, Yaku Chungson, and being Yaku Tiniki, Javas and be sometime Arjune, Jesu Hirachi, Gaokomia Chidam, the Mahoba in there, and the Moody and Yamlin that Tiniki, Lobchon, Yakuchito, Jeans, Sibiki, Mahombi, and Dunyi, Dumbakiagi, this is some tiding to get Yana Yanto to some tiding, Yachimachagore.
Now we're coming to the end of our final study group for the year. This year we've had a number of teachings on different topics. And now we come to the point where we come to dedicate this vast store of virtue, not just what we've accumulated in this section or over this weekend, but throughout this year. So we remind ourselves, first of all, that our activities here have been completely in accordance with the motivation of our founder teacher Buddha Shakyamuni. He strove for countless lifetimes to become a Buddha in order to share his knowledge and realization with others, in order that they too can become Buddhas. And we have taken these teachings, we've received many teachings, and we've meditated on them, both in class as well as at the morning meditation session and at home, and come to some realization within ourselves. So we here have been following the advice of our founder Buddha, fulfilling his innermost wish, as well of course the Lama, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as well as our founder lamas of our Dharma center here, Lamas Geshe and Lama Zopa. So this is something that we should recall to mind, because it naturally brings great joy, something to rejoice, that our endeavors here have been fulfilling the heartfelt wishes of these great beings. And all this virtue, is our offering of practice to them. And then conjoined with this, following from this rejoicing, we commit to continuing to develop ourselves spiritually, to continuing to receive teachings and to implement them, and more have them impact on our lives ever more, and thereby have these minds of the Dharma ever present, and in this way continue to have practice to offer to our teachers.
Dini zada ngāzu kewa sāshyāpa di kewa ngōwa jaya di sūchagura dini zada ngāzu lochiri liya ngāzu ki dini ki kewa sāshyāpa di tira ne ngāzu ki chigi sānghi ki tenpa dipa chigi zambuling liya chabcha yuni du nepa shen liya pampa kyachimbo yōngaya dāng jawari mache dāng sobari mache kutsi ringu tenje zeba chinliya yagu yōngaya yōngwa shōsi monam jaya 저기 다 최소기 다 지게 genzen 되게最别的 최소래 하는 아주 그 자상계의 최대의 genzen이 最别的 때문에 내가 되게 배 지금 저기 최소의 자와두비야라 망보치까지 집치고 지자 되네서 아니 내가 내한테기 내는 아치게 제 남로하고 영화다 아니 아치게 개회 자와되게 안 탈수 영역이 뭐냐면 야, 저게 최소나리아 안당랑을 된 제가 먹을 때서 차상 음식 제 저기 최소가 소미 차상한테 용되는 것도 최소가 소미 차상다 최냠내 약고 용하다 소소게 냠는 제바 되는 샤래야 뭐바나 판도 개체 뭐지 두고 도와다 상지 조고조고 상조고 토벌 쇼세비게 안도스 말함자래 아니 되네 저게 zemle semjen tamjeda zemle kunle shide yongwa da zemle nalaya machu da deni chuba bo hongwa la so pege da deni ge machu de pa xie da an zemle na ya zhuwa semjen ne na ze yugen de ne le gyurdo ta semma ji wo yode sem de wo cha ya da an chasa deni ge shide yoya semje tamje gule jamni je ane 시대 점례나 시용을 쇼서 내가 저기 개와 사샤바 되니기 개와 될라 되네 되니기 지 용을 쇼서 이제 난 말은 저기 도스게 해야다
The nature of this virtue now we can come to offer, and we offer it to all sentient beings. In particular, when we offer this virtue, we hold in mind that this Buddha Dharma that is so beneficial, this Buddha Dharma that has the potential to enable beings to completely transform their minds and be freed from suffering and pain in its entirety. May the Buddha Dharma not only remain in our world for a long time, but may it spread, and may ever more beings be both directly and indirectly benefit through coming in contact with the Buddha Dharma. And may the most precious of the teachers, such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Lama Zopa, and all the other great beings in this world, may they remain with us for a long time, and may their enlightened activities be supremely successful. And may we also dedicate to all those who work so tirelessly to enable us to receive these teachings in a problem-free manner. So the directors and staff of our Dharma Center, and in our case of the monastery, who endure so many problems and difficulties, so that we as students can come and enjoy and attain great benefit from the Buddha Dharma without any problems. We also dedicate our virtue to their rapid spiritual progression and their fulfillment of all their desires and wishes in accordance with the Buddha Dharma. And likewise, our ability, us being able to receive these the precious teachings of the Buddha Dharma, are dependent on students being here. So we dedicate also to all our fellow students that may their aspirations too be fulfilled quickly in accordance with the Dharma. And not just in our Dharma center, but in all the centers of virtue throughout the world. And furthermore, we dedicate to all beings. May they experience inner peace. May all outer peace, may all outer conflict be pacified. May inner and outer peace prevail throughout the world. Wherever there is warfare, or there is a civil war, or conflict between groups, or conflict between peoples, whether it's in a nation state such as in Syria, or between peoples such as in Hong Kong, or even when it's in the home, wherever there is conflict, may peace prevail. May all mental suffering be eased. May all physical suffering, such as illness, be eased. And with this in mind, we come now to dedicate our virtue.
간도 최소인에 다 제시 먹고 유래다 지기려가다 되는 먹고 제기려가 지자월람을 용하다 되네 맞아 애니 공부 지자상사가게 제시를 뒤수 찾아나 지기 바심이 용하다 아니 지기람을 야고 용하게 아니 자상경아 두스몰람 좀 여러 제시해.
And furthermore, we dedicate here that the beneficial activities of all the ordained, that this goes supremely well. And the ordained here engage in many beneficial activities, in particular in their meditations. May these bear great fruit very quickly. And may all the aspirations of our Dharma Center and the Dharma Centers in general, may they be, these virtuous aspirations quickly without obstacles be fulfilled. And in particular, I think of our pending nunnery. May no obstacles be encountered in the fulfillment of this aspiration too.
당하고 차상 되니기 몰람 자야데 당은 돌도네 상계 초주기와 세다 제벽이 투모지 간디스 나와나신 초주 상계 자주센바 탐지기 몰람 간디스 잡아나신 아주 몰람 디나시 주버쇼 삼유레와.
The easiest and briefest way to make a dedication prayer is to dedicate all our virtue, that may all the prayers of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, may they be fulfilled immediately.
And Delia Chonsugi, and they get in Latine, and they take me Chushia, and Alia Kawa Posayare, and Sayatoya Yahore, and they say Giure, and Giucho Guniva, Giushu, and to share you in Karasalia.
Also, from my side, I have a lot of thanks to express, because just in this year, I myself, I've accumulated vast stores of virtue through being able to teach the Buddha Dharma here. And I think in particular of His Holiness, who makes everything possible, as well of course of Lama Zopa, and all of you as well. Due to your kindness, I've been able to accumulate a lot of virtue, so thank you. I also am able, due to all your kindness, live here in great comfort. So sincerely from within my heart, I express thank you to all of you.
On Dezulia, on the Shipshu Tuyak and Chasangi Molamda Rewache, and to buy sign and jar part of the end, Jam Chesson Juro, then the name now Jacob Liang Chasagi, Dandala to Monam Jada, do Cheshura, and there's a do Shannon, that was Jamal Superim Jepagi, Cheshire Dineta, Superim Jepelia, and Barshaking and Barshaking Majuache, and Superim Jepe Tuata, and also Tadine, all Superim Jepeche, Sonju Shia, Bear, Boreas at Ladinazia, Dumbaka Comyade, down to Tima. Jagal Padros, Jaram Sonju Shuegi, Droegi, Yovati, or Padros, that Jagagi, Pad Jam Sonju Bem, as a Yabu in this and Tamjik Dondalia, Sonju Shushi, and they get you to be innocent because to Bashi some night, that yet much category.
That we live here in harmony, and that we are living here in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha Dharma brings great joy to myself, because as followers of the Buddha, to be acting in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha is of supreme importance. And moreover, living here in harmony and in accordance with the teachings of the Buddha, I know is fulfilling the heartfelt wishes of Lama Zopa. So it's really important that this is the case and continues to be the case. And in a few weeks' time, I will have the great pleasure and privilege of receiving teachings from His Holiness. And there I'll continue to make prayers for our continued success here and our continued harmonious living together and studying together, and thereby continue to fulfill the wishes of Lama Zopa. Moreover, when we dedicate, we should also dedicate that Lama Zopa comes here, and there are no obstacles to him coming and teaching here, because to have this opportunity to spend this time with holy beings, we really are truly fortunate. And this is something to both rejoice in, to give aspiration to continue to have these opportunities. And those who have the great fortune to attend His Holiness's teachings this year in South India, then generate within yourselves the strong aspiration or the strong commitment that one is doing so, going through the difficulties of traveling there and so forth, for the welfare of others, for the benefit of others, to spiritually develop so as to be of ever greater benefit to others. Okay. So then thank you very much, and we'll conclude here.